Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel and to another 5 and 5 episode. If you are new here, my name is Sash and I like to talk about everything from travel, lifestyle, health, fitness, Vancouver, Melbourne, whatever. I am an Aussie living in Vancouver, and yeah, if you'd like to keep up with what I'm doing, please hit the subscribe button before I continue. Do it. Thank you so much. Alrighty, so the topic I'm going to be talking about today is 5 things they don't tell you about Vancouver. So these are things that I found out when I moved here, and I guess a bit of a shock. It was a shock to me when I discovered all of these things. Anyway, let's get into it. 5 minutes is counting down. Number 5, banks. Banking here sucks. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. To put it lightly, I got screwed over by one bank who gave me this 1 year of free everything because I was a foreigner. But then as soon as that year was over, there was like all these fees, all these things that were popped out of nowhere. But before then, I was gifted $300 by them, and I called up, I spoke to 2 different people, and then I went in store and asked, like into the branch, and they just said, no, that's completely yours. It was a promo when you like signed up with our bank, so keep the money, it's yours. So I was like, okay, especially that time I was struggling with my money. It was the first year that I got here. And yeah, as soon as I accepted that money and used it, and I used all of it, they started charging me monthly fees. They started doing this and that without any notice, any warning, any telling. So I closed the bank, my bank with them. But yeah, every single bank will charge monthly fees unless you have a minimum of like 3 grand in your account at all times every month. Luckily, I'm in the position that I have that, so now I know to keep that in this account so I don't get charged over $10 a month. Like, to have money in your account and use it freely and get charged is just so new to me as an Australian. Like, why should we pay to keep our money somewhere? Like, why are we paying you when we pay so many other fees with like credit cards and whatever? It's just, I just hate that. Anyway, number 4, sorry, phone plans. Phone plans suck as well. They are so expensive. You barely get any data. I don't understand what the big deal is with data here. Like, it's so expensive to, yeah, use data. Like, I pay the utmost minimum on my plan, and I've had so many issues. I'm basically on the phone to them every couple of months. And I pay $44.80 and I get 4 gig. 4. In contrast, in Australia, I paid around maybe $40, maybe less, and I got 15 gig. Thank God for Wi-Fi, am I right? Number 3, I've got 2 minutes left. Okay, number 3, the downtown east side here in Vancouver. So if you go down Granville Street and take a right up West Hastings, it turns into East Hastings, and it's pretty much a slum. There are homeless people everywhere. There are these people who are dealing with addiction and mental health issues, and it's like a tent city. And it was very overwhelming. I didn't know that was there. I didn't know what was happening. I still am like educating myself on why it is there and why they're not getting any help. There doesn't seem to be enough proper housing. The police just sort of shuffle them around. In winter, it's like freezing temperatures, and they're all in these, yeah, it's just awful. And it's like this weird little city of homeless, and it's really sad to see. And I mean, I've donated clothes and some money, but I just don't know what the government's really doing about it. I'm really not educated enough on it. If you do know about it, please comment down below. But yeah, I think it's because they shut a few mental health facilities a few years ago, and also it's the warmest part of Canada, so people travel from the east to come to Vancouver, and they just have enough money to get a bus ticket to come so they won't freeze to death. It's just awful. It's very harrowing, and it's very hard to watch and to deal with, and it's a huge issue that I did not know about as an Australian moving here. Number 2, a minute left. Number 2, how bad the drivers are. Driving here is terrifying. I drive an Evo, which is like a little free free. It's a car that you can, it's open with an app. It's like around the city, there's like limits to it, but you pay. Anyway, an Evo is a Toyota car, and I was driving, and yeah, I don't really drive anymore because of, you know, Corona and like how, you know, germs can get in the cars if lots of people are using cars. It's like a car share service, basically. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to rush because I've got a minute left. But Elliot drives a lot in his truck. The amount of people that go through red lights, people speeding, there's no like cameras here. There's barely any policing on the speed limits. People are just going 80 over a bridge, and some people are doing 40. No one really indicates anywhere. It's just so chaotic, and there's so much traffic. Everyone drives because it's always raining. There's my timer. So yeah, driving is terrible here, and it's just a lot. And number one, the wages versus cost of living. I've spoken about this before. When I first arrived here, retail, casual job, $12.65. My rent, I think it was $800. My weekly shop would have been like just around like $90, like minimum. And that's not including transit or anything. So $12.65 is horrendous. So I knew that as a server, you got a little bit more. The pay went up $1. So I think the minimum wage now, I'll pop it there. I think it's around $14. And the minimum wage in Australia, I believe, is like 18. But yeah, I'd never received that little pay in my entire life. And I was 25 at the time, 26, 25. Anyway, so that was awful, and wages suck, and it's very hard to live here. And I don't think people, I didn't really understand that until I moved here and lived here myself. As a tourist, you would not know. Perfect, that is my 5 and 5. Sorry I went a little bit over. Please hit thumbs up if you did like it. Let me know down below what was a shock to you when you moved to Vancouver, or even if you visited Vancouver. What was confronting, what wasn't great, what, yeah, what you loved, what you don't love about this city. There's a lot to love and a lot to not to love. To love, not to love. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.